Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Roderick. Welcome to the first episode of Talking with Tiffany. I have National Youth Championship winning Coach Squeak Brown with us today. How you doing, Coach?
Hello, hello. How are you?
Perfect. So I just want to ask you a few questions here. Just want to ask you some questions about football, your experiences, and just your opinion on women learning football, so a bunch of different things. So we'll start off with where are you from?
Okay. I am originally from Watts, California, but I was raised in Linwood. That's actually where I went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school.
Excellent. And how long have you been coaching football? Which leagues and what age groups?
I have been coaching youth football for about 24 years.
Wow.
I've been coaching high school football for a total of 4 years, 4 or 5 years maybe.
Excellent.
And the youth football leagues I've coached in the PCC, Pacific Coast Conference. I've coached in the King Conference, and I've coached in the California Flow League.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. And football is considered to be a dangerous sport. Now, what would you say would be the benefits and the risks for young men? And what advice would you give moms who are on the fence about their child playing football?
Well, sports in general. I mean, there's always a risk in sports. The benefits, in my opinion, outweigh the risks. The benefits are physical conditioning. You learn how to deal with others, teamwork. You build confidence. You learn discipline, structure. So what was the last part of the question? It was benefits, risk, and the other part. What was the third part?
Advice that you would give women who are on the fence about their child playing football.
The advice that I would give women who are on the fence, if you are interested in letting your kids play sports, I would just have faith and confidence that, who's ever coaching your kids are, well, first I would say, do some research. If the coach of your choice is teaching your kids the fundamentals are set up to help the kid learn the game safely. If they're learning the game safely, the way that it's supposed to be, it helps them avoid the risk of them getting hurt. So that's number one, learning the fundamentals, and that helps to avoid those. But I mean, all the games, it's always going to be some minor risk involved.
Sure, absolutely. Perfect. So I noticed you're wearing the OG Duck shirt, an OG Ducks hat, OG Ducks in the background. So talk to me a little bit about the OG Ducks and the transition from the Inland Empire Ducks to the OG Ducks.
Okay, well, the OG Ducks originally, the Inland Empire Ducks. The organization had a split, and some members went one way, the other members went another way. The originators of the organization took the name and went with OG, for original. The other members took the name Inland Empire. That group is no longer around. So now you have the originators who still hold on to the name under OG Ducks. That's one part of it. The other part was that there started to be a lot of groups popping up, started to use the team name Duck. Now, obviously, there are a lot of Duck teams out there. A lot of teams, use the name Ducks, obviously, for the Oregon Ducks. But to signify, who the Ducks were, they used OG Ducks, because the Ducks have been a very, very successful youth organization. So the OG let everyone know exactly which Ducks were the main Ducks.
Excellent. Perfect. So talk to me a bit about your coaching style.
Well, how I would describe my coaching style is more motivational. Um, I'm one of those coaches who, I like to get real personal with the kids, and I'm more spirited, and that's really my style. I like to teach kids the game. I'm very passionate. I'm very, very, very passionate. But at the same time, it's not just about yelling. It's about teaching. Kids need to know how to play the game. It's not just about getting in their face. And when I tell you what you did wrong, I need to be able to explain to you what it is that you did wrong, and then show you what you need to do right. And then be able to motivate you to go out and give the best effort. A good coach should be able to have a kid to be able to run through a wall for them, because
Right.
all my good coaches, I would do whatever it is they ask me.
Right.
So I'm motivational style.
Excellent. Thank you. Now, what do you think that you wish you would have known when you first started coaching, and what advice would you give a brand new coach?
Um, the main advice I would give a new coach is to have patience. Um, Seek some advice from other coaches who've been doing it longer, because you just don't know everything. Try to build a good staff around you. Because like I said, you don't know everything, and put good pieces around you. Just like you want to build a good team of players, build you a good team of coaches around you. And like I said, have patience, because things don't happen overnight.
Perfect. So, what do you think is a huge misconception about coaching youth football?
Probably the main misconception about youth football is the violence, the negativity. For the most part, it's a family environment, and we're all there to have a good experience with football. Lately, youth sports have been getting a bad eye, a black eye, or a bad reputation. Um, the kids are there to have fun. It's most of the time it's the adults who ruin the experience for everybody. But there's more good people in youth sports than there are bad people.
Absolutely. Perfect. And who has been your greatest coaching influence, and why?
Okay, there are three people. My number one influence in football has been my grandfather, your dad. Um, my number two has been Carter, my stepdad. And my number three biggest football influence has been my high school football coach, Coach Springer. Those three guys have been a major part in me wanting to become a football coach, and actually the style of football coaching that I do, and just my football brain.
Perfect. Perfect. And what do you think is the toughest lesson you've learned while coaching?
Probably the toughest lesson I have learned is probably learning learning how to figure out a way to communicate to different there's the kids are you want to treat all the kids the same, right? But every kid is different, so you have to be able to figure out what moves one kid, what motivates this kid, what motivates that kid, and still treat them all the same. It's just like, when you have children, you love them all the same, but you might have to say or do this to this one to get this one to do this,
Right.
or this one to do that. So just, figuring out how to communicate. When I first started coaching football, it was all just fire. and I had to figure out
Yeah.
I can't do that to all of them because this kid may shut down.
Yeah.
And so I made a few mistakes along the road trying to figure out, learning that when to push and when to pull.
Yeah.
So those little things like that.
Okay, perfect. Now, what achievement are you most proud of in your coaching career?
Oh, that's easy. The national championship by far.
Excellent. Now, talk to me a little bit about that journey, and if you knew that you guys had a championship winning team from the beginning, and how you got there, and what was that experience like?
Well, did we know we had a championship team? Absolutely not. No, not at all.
Okay.
We figured, if we could get to the championship game with that team, we should win Coaches of the Year. That's what me and the staff came up with. But we set out to be the best version of ourselves. And as the season went on, we started to see certain things, and we just kept building and kept building and kept building. We played 3 of the top 25 teams. We played 3 top teams in the top 25 in the country.
Wow.
The IE Ducks, because at the time I was coaching for the Moreno Valley Falcons. The IE Ducks, well, no, they were the OG Ducks. The OG Ducks, the Wilmington Pilots, and the Cali Bears. We won 1 out of those 3 games. We beat the Wilmington Pilots. Nobody gave us a chance to win either one of those games.
Wow.
But they were great competition, and they helped get us ready for national. So we ended up winning our championship. And when we got to regionals, we won our regionals down in San Diego.
Wow. Okay.
We finally made it to Florida. We made it to nationals. And our first game was against Port St. Lucie, a team from Florida. And this team was very, very, very big. They were very, very skilled. But we were ready and battle tested to play against teams that were a lot bigger than us. Our boys were not intimidated by size. And I actually missed that game because I had to work.
Okay.
And so I had to watch my team play from my laptop at work.
Wow.
And so I was very nervous watching that game. But our boys battled, and we won that game. And with like maybe 12 or 13 seconds left on the clock, it was a nail biter.
Wow.
And our team, they just turned into something different. When I got off the plane and I met my team at the hotel, the look on those kids' faces, the light was on. I've never seen that look on those kids' faces. And everything that we worked for during the season, it all came together. Right there in Kissimmee, Florida. Everything came together. And it was just something special to see. And those next 2 games against the team from Virginia, the team we played in Arizona for the national championship, it was just, it's undescribable to just tell you how I felt. But just to see everything come together and to see all the hard work those kids put in and to see the smiles on their faces when we stood up on that stage and hoisted up that trophy, it was everything. It was everything. Just 24 years of coaching right there in that one moment, right there.
Wow, that's an amazing story. And what a story of resilience and a story of standing up against your giants.
Right.
Yeah. So our company philosophy at First and 10 describes a first and 10 mentality: resilience, advocates for women, the community, the environment, coachable and evolving. What part of that resonates with you most, and why?
Okay. Well, there's 2, but probably the one that resonates the most is evolving. We live in an ever-changing world where change is inevitable. So, evolving, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to, switch it up. So evolving is essential in life. Being coachable, you have to be able to learn things, because we're all constantly learning new things. And if you're learning, that means someone is teaching you. So when you're being taught, you're being coached. So you have to be coachable in order to learn, right? So
Absolutely.
those two things right there, they stuck out to me the most. So those things they really stuck out to me.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, women are the fastest growing market as far as watching football. What are your thoughts about more women learning about football?
I think it's a great thing. Over the last, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years, there's women refereeing now. I've been refereeing, the last couple of seasons. And, there's a couple of, this lady named Roz. I refereed with her a couple of times during 7-on-7 and a couple of JV games. And, so the sport is changing right now.
Yeah.
And, it's expected to happen. I mean, there are a lot of, single moms who are, over the course of, coaching ball, moms are bringing their kids out there. And, unfortunately, there's not a dad or uncle or male figure around. So, mom have to step in and take her kid out there and, put in that work. Somebody has to do it. And, there's women out there who are filling in those shoes. So, I applaud the women who are coming out there and putting in that time, like we're saying, evolving. The game is evolving. Women, are big football fans, a huge part of the sector. So, I'm not surprised at all.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach Squeak. I appreciate your time today. I know you had a tournament today, but you took time out to speak to the ladies. So I appreciate your time and good luck with your season.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.